What if every morning all you had to do was remember one Stoic truth to stay grounded throughout the day, no matter what happens? Modern life waits for no one. The relentless speed of social media, the endless stream of notifications, the weight of work pressure, all of it pulls our minds into a constant storm of invisible noise. Our brains become noisy, not from a lack of information, but from an overload of trivial, unnecessary clutter. In the midst of that chaos, Stoic philosophy emerges like an ancient compass, simple, silent, yet eerily precise. No hype, no mysticism. Stoicism teaches us how to train the mind to be as solid as stone in the middle of a storm. It shows us how to turn adversity into fuel for growth, so we rise instead of fall. You don't need to read an entire library to begin. Just one truth a day. One short line, but deep enough to shift how you respond to the world. Today's video will share 10 foundational Stoic truths, each paired with a real-life example, so you can load them into your mind every morning, like a daily practice for inner peace. Before we start, make sure to watch until the end and don't skip a single truth, because just one sentence might change how you live an entire day. If you're ready, drop a comment. I'm ready to begin this journey. Number 1. Focus on what you control. There's a simple yet powerful truth. Most human suffering doesn't come from circumstances themselves, but from our expectations of those circumstances. We want everything to go our way. We want others to be kind. We want timely replies to our emails. We want sunshine on important days. And when reality doesn't meet those expectations, we become angry, disappointed, and drained. But reality isn't betraying us. Our expectations have simply crossed the line of what we can control. Epictetus, one of the pillars of Stoic philosophy, once said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This isn't resignation, it's a clear-headed reminder. Your mental energy is valuable. Don't waste it on what you can't change. Let's take a simple but common example. You send out a job application and wait. Each passing day brings new anxiety. Have they read it yet? Should I follow up? Maybe I'm just not good enough? These questions do nothing but chip away at your confidence. But pause for a second and ask yourself, what in this situation is actually in my hands? The answer: you can improve your resume, learn new skills, and actively reach out to people in the industry. In other words, you can act instead of just waiting. Stoicism doesn't teach indifference. It teaches discernment. In a world that feels urgent and competitive, this philosophy is like a deep breath. This is where my boundary lies. Beyond that, I am not responsible. Recognizing that boundary is what sets you free. You don't have to control the whole world, just your response to it. The habit of focusing on what's within your control is a skill. You can train it like a muscle. Every time a situation causes you stress, pause for 5 seconds and ask, is this something I can choose or change? If yes, act. If no, let it go. Repeat this, and you'll find your mind becoming clearer, lighter, and far more focused than before. The amazing thing is, The moment you stop trying to control everything, you begin to master yourself. And in a world full of uncertainty, that kind of self-mastery is a powerful force. So each morning, instead of thinking about the 10 things that could go wrong, choose one thing you can do well today. Then do it with your full presence. That's Stoicism, not just a philosophy, but a way of living that helps you walk through the storm without losing who you are. Number 2, be aware, not reactive. When you're stuck in traffic and someone honks at you, the first thing you often feel is frustration. The sound hits your nerves like a stab. Your mind yells, "Why can't they wait just 3 seconds?" And in a split second, you find yourself honking back, angry, maybe even swearing. But what if you took a deep breath? What if you paused for just 2 seconds? You could choose a different response. Silence. You could look at the other person without hostility. Tell yourself, "I've been in a rush before. I've lost my temper too, but I don't have to be like them." That is the power of awareness. Between stimulus and response, there is always a space. Whoever can control that space is free. When we get swept away by unconscious reactions, anger, jealousy, worry, the urge to compete, we give away our control to the outside world. But when we pause to choose, we reclaim our inner power. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." You can't control the world, but you absolutely can control how you respond to it. And when you truly understand that, you'll discover a quiet, unshakable strength within. Make no mistake, this isn't about suppressing emotion. Stoicism doesn't encourage numbness, it encourages awareness, so you don't become a victim of your own reactions. And you can practice this every day. When someone cuts the line, instead of glaring at them, think, maybe they're in a hurry for a reason. When you're rejected from a job, instead of feeling small, ask, what did I learn from this? When your child throws a tantrum, instead of snapping, pause for 2 seconds and breathe. The key is awareness. No one can make you lose control unless you give them that power. And if the second truth is about being mindful in every reaction, then the third truth takes you even deeper into life itself. Memento mori, remember, you will die. Sounds grim, but behind that reminder lies something deeply liberating. Stay with this, because the next truth might just change how you see every morning you're lucky enough to wake up. Number 3, memento mori, remember you will die. If there's one Stoic truth you should remember every single day, it's this: memento mori, remember you will die. It may sound grim, but in reality, it's not a call to pessimism. It's one of the clearest, most powerful, and profound reminders to truly live. Because only when you realize life is finite do you begin to cherish every moment. We live as if we have endless time. We postpone the things that matter, the calls we haven't made, the hugs we haven't given, the dreams we've shelved because it's not the right time. But if you truly knew that tomorrow might not come, would you still drag your feet like you do today? Or would you pick up the phone tonight and call your parents instead of thinking, "I'll do it tomorrow"? The philosopher Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Death isn't something to be feared. It's something to be acknowledged as a lens through which to examine how you're living. Becoming fully aware of the end makes every present action more meaningful. It teaches you to focus, to prioritize, to have the courage to say no to the things unworthy of your limited time. Imagine this: if today were the last day you got to do the work you love, to drink your usual cup of coffee, to watch the late afternoon sun, you'd see it all with a new layer of meaning. Not because anything changed, but because your perspective changed. And that's the power of memento mori. It doesn't change life. It changes how you live it. In daily life, applying this truth doesn't require grand gestures. Just ask yourself each morning, if today were my last day, what would I choose to do? And then do it. You don't need to quit your job, move cities, or travel the world. Sometimes it's as simple as forgiving someone, saying thank you, or being truly present with someone you love. Those small things, under the light of mortality, become monumental. Some people worry that thinking about death will drain life of its joy. But the Stoics never said you should be sorrowful. On the contrary, they want you to be awake and grateful, to understand that everything is temporary and therefore precious. It's not about being gloomy. It's about being urgent. Not about fear, but about living with intention. Each day, if there's only one thing you keep in mind, let it be memento mori. Not to make you anxious, but to help you cherish every second you've been given. Because when you live as if everything could end, that's when you start to truly live. And that is a mindset worth practicing daily, like brushing your teeth, like breathing, to keep you clear-headed in a world full of distractions. Number 4, amor fati, love your destiny. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't just a catchy quote to stick on your wall. It captures the spirit of one of Stoicism's deepest truths. Amor fati, love your fate. Not resignation, not simply trying to grit your teeth and get through it. Amor fati means actively and wholeheartedly embracing everything that happens to you, even the things you didn't ask for. Failure, illness, loss, misunderstanding, all of it becomes fuel for growth, if you choose to see it that way. Imagine you've just failed at a startup. Months of effort, money, sleepless nights, only to end in zero. If all you do is sit in regret, blame yourself, or feel ashamed, then that failure will remain a wound. But if you treat it as a costly but invaluable lesson, if you write down what you learned, share your story with others just starting out, you not only heal, but you become a source of strength. From someone who fell, you become someone who leads. That's amor fati, no cherry-picking, not "I only love the good parts of fate," but "I welcome all that has come because it needed to come." As Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Of course, this isn't easy. Our first instinct when we're wronged or hurt is to resist, to fight reality. But that resistance is what drains us. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing a response that doesn't add more pain. Amor fati isn't pessimism or passivity. On the contrary, it's the highest form of agency. You don't choose your circumstances, but you absolutely choose how to interpret them and turn them into fuel, into power. And this acceptance is what truly frees you from fear of the future. Because once you can say, no matter what happens, I will find a way to love it, to learn from it, then nothing can break you completely. You're no longer running from life. You walk straight into it, with eyes wide open and a steady heart. Amor fati is a habit. One you build daily. No one masters it overnight. But each time, you can start by asking, what am I resisting right now? Then remind yourself, this might be a necessary part of my journey. It's not that fate is against you. It's that you haven't yet learned how to walk alongside it. If you want to live with a more open heart and a more resilient mind, start today. Comment below, practicing amor fati if you're ready. Number 5, character is more important than reputation. There is a quiet kind of power unassuming, without the need for spotlights that endures over time. That power is character. In an age where every action can be turned into content, every step easily becomes part of one's personal image. At first glance, this might sound like just another moral reminder. But if you sit in stillness and reflect, you'll realize it speaks to a silent conflict most of us wrestle with daily. Part of you wants to live with kindness, integrity, and sincerity. But another part whispers, will anyone notice? Will they appreciate it? How do you feel when a colleague is praised for work you did? When you quietly fix someone else's mistake without anyone knowing, do you feel a twinge of regret? Moments like these reveal something profound. We're often driven to look good rather than truly be good. Stoic philosophy doesn't blame you for that. It doesn't demand sainthood, but it always guides us back to what's real, to the roots of who we are. Reputation is what others construct about you. Character is what you build, day by day, when no one is clapping. A Stoic chooses to do what's right, even when no one's watching, like keeping a promise to yourself, helping a teammate through an error without mentioning it, or simply refusing to speak ill of someone who's not there. Try living one day without posting anything online. Don't tell anyone what you accomplished. Don't seek validation. Just live in alignment with the values you believe in. That is mental training, a quiet kind of strength building that lasts. Because character doesn't need to be shown off to have worth. It's the foundation, the thing that keeps you grounded when the lights go out. And then, something strange happens. The more aligned you are, the less you feel the need to prove anything. You don't have to say, I'm a good person, because you know it. That kind of confidence doesn't come from achievements, but from consistency in action. That is the highest form of freedom Stoicism aims for, freedom from the expectations of others. Once again, thank you for making it this far with us. If you're still here, you're not just watching a video, You're actively training your inner world, and that deserves respect. Don't stop here. Keep going, because Stoic truth number 6 will reveal the deepest principle of Stoic philosophy. Once you grasp it, you'll stop struggling and start living in greater harmony with yourself and the world. If this video helped you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you'll be reminded of a Stoic truth every day. Let's continue right now. Number 6. Live in harmony with nature. We often mistake living in harmony with nature as merely going hiking, eating organic food, or occasionally turning off our phones to detox. But to the Stoics, nature isn't just trees and sky. Nature is the way everything operates, and that includes you, your rational mind, and the community you're part of. To live in harmony with nature means to live in alignment with human nature, to think, to connect, and to act responsibly. You are not separate from the collective. You are not a lone individual trying to optimize yourself, but a link in a living system where personal behavior impacts the whole. So living in harmony with nature isn't just about finding peace of mind. It's about becoming a healthy part of a healthy community. In practice, this begins with small actions. For example, instead of sitting for 8 straight hours in front of a screen, set a simple rule. For every 50 minutes of work, stand up for 10 minutes to relax your shoulders, stretch, and breathe slowly. Because your body wasn't made to stay still. We were born to move, to walk, to communicate through eye contact, gestures, and words, not just through keystrokes and emojis. You care for yourself, not because self-care is trending, but because it's a natural law written into you. Likewise, you don't live only for yourself. You need a connection. Spending a weekend picking up trash with others doesn't just clean the environment, it clears your mind. You're heard. You have conversations. You're reminded that the world doesn't revolve around personal schedules or KPI goals. Every small act of kindness toward someone else is an act of living in harmony with nature, because you're helping the human ecosystem run a little smoother. Living in tune with nature is how Stoics resist the isolation created by the digital age. We can be fooled into thinking we're connected, when in reality, we're just consuming information. We can think we're resting when really, we're just paralyzed by fatigue. Returning to a natural rhythm, measured movement, and meaningful connection is how we reclaim a sense of peace that technology can't provide. You don't always have to do something big, but every time you choose to step outside, to truly listen to someone without checking your phone, to lift yourself off the chair and walk around the block, you are living in alignment with who you truly are. Not your digital persona, but your real nature. That's when you stop struggling to find balance, because you've already placed yourself back into nature, where everything is already balanced. And that is the Stoic truth you should remind yourself of every day. Number 7. Premeditatio malorum. Anticipate the worst. Before your presentation, try listing the 5 toughest questions you fear most, then practice answering them in front of a mirror. You're shaking, your tongue is tied, your words stumble. That's okay. Do it again, and again, until the moment you step on stage, and if someone throws one of those hard-hitting questions at you, you'll smile because you saw it coming and you prepared for it. In that moment, you're not just reacting, you're in control. That's the essence of premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst that could happen. It may sound pessimistic, but in truth, it's one of the most powerful tools in the Stoics' arsenal. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil.' It's not about fear, it's about readiness. If you walk into life assuming everything will go smoothly, the first disruption will shake you to your core. But if you've already envisioned the worst, you won't collapse. You've braced for impact. The power of premeditatio malorum lies in proactivity. When you dare to look directly at the possibility of failure, rejection, betrayal, you don't grow weaker. You disarm the emotional weight of those outcomes. They're no longer looming shadows crashing in. They're uninvited guests you've already set a seat for. And because of that, you greet them with composure. Applying this isn't complicated. Before sending your CV, ask, if they don't call, what will I do next? Before confessing your feelings, ask, if they don't feel the same, will I still respect them? Before starting a project, imagine, if this fails completely, what will I have learned? These questions don't weaken you, they sharpen your clarity, and the more you practice, the less surprised you'll be, because surprise is one of the greatest causes of panic. Stoics don't try to control everything, they focus on controlling their response. And by imagining failure ahead of time, you turn a blow into a tap. No one avoids risk, but you can prepare your mindset, so when it hits, you stay grounded. Premeditatio malorum doesn't make you negative. It makes you clear-eyed. Because only when you've dared to face the worst can you truly value the good. You stop living in vague anxiety and start living with presence, intention, and the strength to say, whatever happens, I will remain standing. If you've ever applied this principle in your life, or you're thinking of a moment where it might help, drop a comment below. I'm ready for any outcome. Let today's small actions strengthen you for the long road ahead. Number 8. See things as they are. What's your first reaction when something happens? Frustration, worry, discouragement? Or do you see the situation for what it truly is, nothing more, nothing less, and calmly move forward? The Stoic philosophy reminds us of something that seems simple, yet is foundational to mental resilience. See things as they are. No distortion, no snap judgments, no emotional labels slapped onto neutral events. Take the simplest example. It rains. Most people immediately call it bad luck, inconvenient, a mood killer. But rain is just rain. It's a natural phenomenon, not a personal attack. You are the one who assigns it a story, and then let that story steer your mood. A stoic-minded person sees the rain, pulls out a raincoat, and keeps going. No complaints, no anger, just adaptation. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That sentence holds transformative power. Instead of being pulled around by emotion, you can step back and ask, "What is this, really?" When someone criticizes you, it's just sound coming from their mouth, not an absolute truth. When you're stuck in traffic, it's just a traffic jam, not a personal attack. Realizing that events have no meaning until we assign them one is the first step to staying grounded. Seeing things as they are doesn't mean being indifferent. On the contrary, it's the deepest form of awareness. You don't suppress your feelings, but you don't let them hijack your behavior either. You understand that anger, anxiety, or frustration don't help solve the problem, and so you choose a more effective stance. Accept reality and respond wisely. In today's chaotic world, where everything is dramatized, where noise is constant and emotions run high, keeping a clear and honest view of reality is a brave form of resistance. It's how you avoid getting swept up in collective panic and stay calm in the storm. Not manipulated, not easily rattled. And it's from that calm that smart responses, right decisions, and sustained energy emerge for what truly matters. Whatever happens, happens. What matters is how you choose to see it, and that choice shapes your life, one day at a time. So the next time a minor setback strikes, a delayed email, someone cutting in line, a rude comment, pause for just a second and ask, "What is this, really?" At that moment of pause, when you see things clearly, you're also giving yourself the greatest gift Stoicism offers: inner freedom. Number 9. Simplify your desires. The less you need, the less control life has over you. That's a principle the Stoic philosophers emphasized thousands of years ago. Yet the more modern life becomes, the more we seem to forget it. In a world flooded with ads and promotions, the mindset of buy more to feel enough has crept into both our thoughts and daily habits. You don't really want that item. You're just used to the feeling of owning things. Once you realize this, you start to see the world through a different lens. Less, but deeper. Fewer needs, but greater peace. Ask yourself, the last time you truly felt satisfied, was it because you got something new, or because you felt enough as you were? The answer is often surprising. You can start with one small action. Try a 30-day no-buy challenge. For 30 days, only purchase what is absolutely essential: food, medicine, basic necessities. No new clothes, no tech accessories, no random orders just because you're bored. At first, it might feel empty, but within a few days, it becomes clear most of the things you thought you needed were just reflexes. And when you buy less, you suddenly have more, not money, but time. Time to read that forgotten book. Time to learn a new skill. Time to simply be with yourself, without distraction. That's when you begin practicing inner freedom, something no buy now button can ever give you. Simplifying your desires doesn't mean rejecting joy. It means mastering it. You can still enjoy a good cup of coffee. But because you choose to not, because an ad made you feel like you needed it, you can still buy something, but because it brings value, not because it satisfies a whim. When you practice living with less, you realize you're expanding. And into that space, philosophy quietly enters steadily, deeply changing the way you live from the inside out. Eventually, you'll realize something else. This process of simplifying cannot happen alone. Temptation is always around you, and those who live consciously, whether in real life or just through a video like this, are your most valuable allies. The final truth, and one of the most essential lessons the Stoics left us, is this: surround yourself with a wise community. What happens when you're surrounded by people who live slowly, intentionally, and with real values? Don't overlook it. Because the environment you're in is silently reprogramming your mind every single day. Number 10. Walk with the wise community. One of the lesser mentioned but quietly powerful truths that shape our entire inner life is this: the environment you live in is the mind you will have. In Stoic philosophy, a person is not an isolated being. We are part of a whole, a vast current where every thought, every conversation leaves its mark on the mind. And this leads to a truth we cannot ignore. The closer you are to people with inner strength, the easier it becomes to grow strong yourself. No one can stay resilient alone forever. While the Stoics praised self-mastery, they never encouraged isolation. If you want to keep a clear mind in a chaotic world, take charge of who walks beside you each day. One simple but powerful practice is to create a habit of sharing, perhaps sending a daily Stoic quote to a group of friends every morning. Just one short line, like, "You cannot control events, but you can always control your attitude." Then, spend 2 minutes discussing it. No need for depth, just sincerity. These brief, repeated exchanges will become the foundation of a mentally strong community. Because in truth, thinking doesn't grow in silence. It needs friction. It needs gentle challenge. It needs questions sparked by others. When you have a community, even just a few people united by shared values, the principles of Stoicism stop being abstract. They become alive. They take on voices, sounds, and real-world presence. Moreover, sharing Stoic ideas each morning is also a way to quietly ask yourself, what will I live by today? In a day that might bring turmoil, just a few seconds in the early morning to anchor your mind to lasting values can be enough to build a mental foundation strong enough to withstand the pull of chaos. And then you'll realize the wise person isn't the one who never stumbles, but the one who chooses the right people to rise with. A Stoic community, no matter how small, is a safety net that reminds you every difficulty is a challenge, not a punishment. You are not alone on this journey to train the mind. Walking with the wise is a choice, but it's also a quiet commitment that you are serious about becoming a better version of yourself. And like all things in Stoic philosophy, greatness begins with small, steady acts like a morning message, a simple question, a long enough moment of listening. The 10 truths you just heard aren't dogmas. They are 10 mental batteries, a quick charge for your mind each day. In the face of life's unexpected upheavals, they help you stay clear-headed, grounded, and true to yourself. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just start with one thing, one truth, and repeat it daily, the same way you brush your teeth or drink water. Over time, you'll notice your reactions begin to change. Less anger, less anxiety, and more strength in the face of adversity. So, what about you? Which truth will you apply today? Drop the number in the comments and share why it resonates with you. The moment you write it down, you're beginning the process of repetition that Marcus Aurelius spoke of. Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought, for the human spirit is colored by such impressions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss new content each week. Tap the bell to get notified when the next video goes live, because the journey to training your mind is far from over. Stay steady. See you in the next video.